Hello, my name is Alex, I'm the Patchwork Nerd, and welcome to my accountability vlog. Lord help us all. If you watched my very recent video about my goals for 2018, or 2019, it's 2019. If you watched my latest video about the goals I have for 2019, you'll know that I am revising the third-ish draft of my novel To Market, and I really want to get that ready for querying this year. I've had a slight change happen within a day of recording that film because I recently got an email informing me that the author-mentor match is going to be taking place in March. If you're not familiar with author-mentor match, it is exactly what it sounds like. It is where authors are being matched with people who are hoping to be published, and they are going to be your mentor. It's taking place from March 1st through the 5th, I believe. I'll put information down below in case I have something mixed up. A light bulb went off in my head and I realized I need to submit for author mentor match, which means my novel needs to be like polished quality. It needs to be ready and raring to go, to have a mentor look at it and give me feedback so that it is ready to start querying. So my goal has shifted up a little bit. I originally wanted to have my manuscript ready to go in May, and now I need to have it ready by the beginning of March, which means I have 2 months left to do some really heavy revisions because once again I have decided that I need to completely rewrite Act 2 for like the 3rd time. Why do I do this to myself? I really am looking forward to this goal because I think 1, it is going to light a fire under myself, and 2, it is giving me a chance to make this content for you guys. I am going to make accountability / revising vlogs. I am going to document my journey with trying to get this manuscript done in time for this contest, and I figured if I record video footage and create vlogs, that might help hold me a little more accountable and maybe make me feel a little more ashamed if I don't meet that goal. And also I can have your guys' encouragement to help me along the way, and maybe some of you guys are also planning on submitting and we can form a bond of stressed outness and all that good stuff. I am going to be working on revising. It is currently Wednesday night, even though I spent the entire workday thinking it was a Monday because I had yesterday off for New Year's. My brain is just everywhere right now, and I am going to turn on some music that I like, and I was working on starting revisions on my lunch break, and I had this huge revelation about this plot point that needs to be changed in my story. And even though I need to rewrite Act 2 again, I'm really excited because I feel like every version is getting me closer to what this story truly needs to be. In Act 2 and 3, I do a 4-act structure, by the way. Act 2 and 3 are the main meat of the story. There needs to be a lot going on in it, and I also need to make sure that I'm not doing too much at the same time. It is just this complicated balancing act, and I'm really looking forward to the changes that I've decided to implement in this draft. It is going to be fun and maybe a little bit stress-inducing, but that's okay because writing isn't perfect. It isn't this happy-go-lucky experience all the time. It is a constant change and it is a constant experiment, and you have to try to find the joy in those parts or else you're gonna just drive yourself off the deep end. You need to try to find joy even in the stressful parts. That is enough rambling for now. I am going to turn on my computer, get my music going. I've got my note cards laid out here with a whole bunch of notes about the different chapters, things that I'm going to do, and I've also formatted my bullet journal so that I can have some content in there. And it's gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. I demand that this be fun. So let's go. Believe it or not, it is the same day. I just took off my work clothes and put my hair in pigtails because I am an adult, and took off my makeup. Again, I am an adult. I'm gonna sneeze. I just sneezed on my notebook. That was great. I just wanted to give you guys an update that I have been just kind of treating my muse, if that makes any sort of sense. I'm listening to my playlist that I designed for To Market. It's full of tons of spooky songs that get me in a very witchy, spooky kind of mood. I'm also watched a few YouTube videos that really provide a lot of inspiration because right now I am working on this development of this important event that occurs throughout the majority of the story and kind of shapes what the characters can and can't do and the limitations they have towards getting towards their goal, which is saving the main character's brother. It's been fun, although I'm finding myself doodling eyes all over my notebook. If there is any sign that I have read too much Junji Ito, there it be. I am just glad that I'm allowing myself to not take things too seriously tonight and more just trying to get myself into a groove and get myself excited about this story. Not that I'm not excited about it right now, but I just feel like this is really helping get me in a good mood and help me feel ready to take on the challenges that this book is going to present very shortly when I start getting this rewrite going. I am going to be calling it a night for this portion of the revisions that I'm doing. I worked very sporadically throughout the night. A scene just kind of fell out of me very organically, which was fantastic. It's actually where the main character meets the love interest. I finally feel like this scene is right because I have written this scene probably 4 times. They have met so many different ways, and this finally makes sense both with the action of the story. It continues moving things forward without having it kind of be this sputtering event that kind of grinds things to a halt, so I'm really excited about that. I just am going to treat myself to watching some YouTube videos. One of my favorite YouTubers posted a video just a little bit ago, so I am going to go do that and then get up and go to work in the morning and all that lovely adulting stuff. For now, I feel really good about where I'm leaving things off with my revisions and with rewriting this scene, and hopefully tomorrow will be just as successful. So I will see you then. So I might speak quietly because there are people in my house and you might not be able to hear me as well because there's a bunch of guys playing games in my house. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys on Twitter who were saying really nice things and sending me cute animal pictures and fun facts about happy things. Today's just been an off day for me mentally, but creativity wise it hasn't been. I actually completely redid my outline for acts 2, 3, and 4, and yes, this means I'm rewriting things again, but this is finally what I have been trying to get these chapters and these acts to be like. That feels really good, and I don't feel bad or upset about writing at all. As a matter of fact, I feel amazing. It's just something else going on up here that's just not clicking right now. I'm in a rain cloud, that's what I call them. At least writing feels good right now, and at least I'm getting lots and lots of happy words and kindness from you guys, and my husband made a really good dinner to cheer me up. I got puppy snuggles, but I don't know, it's just sometimes your head just gets in a funk, and even though you've got a million amazing things going on around you, you just still are in a funk. I'm not sure if I'm gonna write tonight. I crushed my outline in like my lunch break, which was amazing. In an hour I just tore that thing apart and it was wonderful. Maybe I should give myself a break for the evening and work on writing tomorrow and just do some self-care tonight. I've been listening to my nice happy, well, not happy, it's my playlist for To Mark and it's full of lots of emo, not so happy songs. Like, it's got Dodie Clark, she's a YouTuber, Lorde, The Pretty Reckless, The Birthday Massacre, of course a butt ton of My Chemical Romance, and Sia, and Breaking Benjamin, and Coheed and Cambria, and Disturbed, and Panic at the Disco, and that's just to name a few of the bands and singers and people who make music that are very much important to my playlist. Maybe I'll keep listening to music, maybe I'll watch some YouTube videos and just do some self-care for the evening. Thank you guys for being so wonderful and so lovely and so kind. It means the world to me. We'll see what tomorrow brings. I'll see you guys then. Good morning, it is Saturday. Last night turned into a complete self-care evening. I did not really do any writing. That's okay because I did so much work with my outline during the morning and during my lunch break that I didn't feel guilty taking a break. But this morning I really want to dive in. I'm either going to do a little more of development work on my chapters just to make sure that I have enough meat to them to get started. Otherwise, I might just jump in and start writing. I do know that there is this new piece of the puzzle that needs to be added to some of my earlier chapters in Act 1. Act 1 is pretty much staying the same. There's a few clues and little things that need to be dropped in along the way. I am going to have to do that eventually, but I might just start writing the chapters as if those things are dropped in. When I do my pass through to make sure everything's functioning, then I'll go back and add those little things, because those chapters otherwise are doing really well. I am just feeling really good about my story and about all of this, and this accountability vlog is going much better than I thought it was going to, because I thought that I wasn't going to get diddly squat done and that my motivation wasn't going to work. I'm just feeling much better. I'm out of the mental funk that I was in all day yesterday. It was weird because nothing about writing made me feel upset or in that funk. It was just my head not wanting to cooperate with me. But whenever I thought about writing, I felt much happier. At least writing didn't get tainted by all of that. So I am just cuddled up on the couch with the pup, and I have my lap desk, and I have Final Fantasy music going on. Sprouting Movement in Green, if you want to check that out. Final Fantasy music is so peaceful when you're writing. It is perfect. So if you need some good music recommendations, definitely recommend Final Fantasy X. I really thought that making my goal move up to March to have my story ready for Author Mentor Match was going to just send me into this flurry of panic, and that I wasn't going to get anything done, because a lot of times that's what happens when I get overwhelmed, is that I freeze and I do nothing. But instead, I just feel such a fire within myself to create this story. And another thing is, my husband is very helpful with my writing. He creates characters for D&D, and he DMs for that. Dungeon Master, for those of you who don't know what that term is. So he has a really good grasp on storytelling and on what captivates people. The other day we were just going back and forth with my outline, trying to figure out some parts that I was stuck on, and it was so helpful. And now I just have this feeling in me where I just want this story to be done because I want him to read it, because he's really excited to read it. Because I thought about telling him this part about the ending, and he stopped me and he's like, no, don't tell me anything, because I want to read this. And that was the first time it really hit me that, oh my gosh, he's gonna read this someday, and other people might read this someday. And it made me want to make this story even better, because I want something satisfying for readers. I want to create something that makes people feel captivated and makes people feel excited to read. We'll see what happens, and I'm gonna start writing. See ya. So, writing has been going slow, but not in the bad, sluggish, oh my gosh, this is painful way, more in the deliberate, making sure that the words are forming the way I want them to the first time kind of way. It's satisfying to say the least. I have been writing this chapter where I've just been very mindful of balance between the description, the action, and also the thoughts that are floating in the character's head. My story is in third person, but I want to have more of the perspective of what my character is thinking and her reflection about things, especially because she's in this new world, and I want to have her taking things in and trying to absorb things and understand them. A lot of times when I'm writing, it tends to be this really heavy action. It's almost like I'm describing what the story should be instead of actually going through the story, and reading has been really helping me with kind of slapping that habit away. I have been trying to be really mindful when I'm reading of when an author is bobbing between those different components, and so often the thing I forget is to get into the character's head. For some reason I always get upset with myself and think that that's telling instead of showing. You need to have a balance, I feel, of showing and telling. There are times where you need to tell us what the character is thinking. You can't just imply or assume we're going to know or be able to figure it out based on their outward appearance. You need to let the reader see the inside of the character too at times. That has been super helpful. It makes things feel so much more balanced when I read it back, and it is making the chapter flow really well. And it's got me all sorts of excited. So I don't mind writing slow if it means getting it right the first time. A lot of times I speed write chapters so quickly that I have to completely rewrite them from scratch. And this particular chapter is completely different from the way it originally was. And I'm facing my window and there's a lady slowly walking by my house. So I'm trying not to make it look like I'm staring out my window at her. Oh no, she's looking this way. Okay, she's going about her business. Okay, cool. I feel really good and I don't mind moving slow for the sake of getting things out and correct the first time. It's feeling really good. I do have some family plans this evening, so I don't know how much more writing I'm going to be able to get done. But I'm just gonna try to do as much as I can. Probably need to go take a shower at some point because my hair is its own monster. Tomorrow is Sunday, and that is a really good writing day for me because I host Writer's Patch, and then I'm usually just brimming with creative energy after that. I'm hoping I can use that as a jumping off point for writing tomorrow if I don't get to write much more this evening. I also need to edit this accountability vlog and I need to decide where I want to end it. I think tomorrow morning I will do one more wrap up to let you guys know where I hope to go with things for next week, because I'm thinking it'd be really nice to do this almost as a weekly thing to keep holding myself accountable. There is a lot of writing that needs to get done if I'm going to finish this by March. I am going to go head off and I will see you guys in the next clip. Good morning! It is Sunday, January 6th, and I just finished hosting Writer's Patch a couple of minutes ago, which was super fun and super engaging. We were talking about breaking down goals, and everyone was so amazing, and the energy was great. It was the perfect way to start the new year. And now we are going to go walk my dog in a couple of minutes, and when I come back, I am planning on writing. It is really exciting. I worked on chapter 7 yesterday, and I'm really digging this accountability revision vlog thing. I think I'm gonna continue doing this, but I'd love to know your guys' thoughts down below about things you'd like me to discuss. I'm thinking that I want to discuss more components of the revision process and more break things down for you guys with what I'm doing, even though it's kind of a messy, convoluted process. I figured it might help you guys with coming up with your own methods, because I feel like revisions are very experimental and it takes a lot of trial and error to figure out what works best for you. If you guys would like to see more of that or anything specifically about revisions, please leave that in the comments down below, so when I film next week I can add that to the discussions that I'm having along with the things that I talk about with my own book. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey, and I'm really excited to continue this. I would love to know about where you're at with your book process. Please leave that in the comments down below. I love reading your guys' comments, even though I'm a little behind on answering comments again because I get way too caught up in having the perfect answer instead of just having a discussion with you guys. I will see you guys in my next revision vlog, and I also will probably have a bonus video coming out this week, so keep an eye out for that. But until I see you next time, remember, keep writing, keep laughing, and most importantly, please keep encouraging each other, especially when you're in the middle of revisions, because you need all the encouragement you can get. I will see you next time. Toodles!